Okay, let's do this. A couple of things real quick. Let me knock off a couple of things. When Brother Khallid died, that flyer that got put out at 2 a.m. was a recommendation about Assassination Prevention Bureau, that we needed some operation that everybody knew that if anything happened to anybody, that a team of people will be responsible for following up on it. Without this follow-up, it is likely that past killers of blacks will do it again because there has been no hunt for the killer. And we have talked a long time about hunter investigators, about our people who had hunt down people who did harm to us. As you would hear in the Black Holocaust case, we have gotten a lot closer to a clearer understanding. We do it the rope.
Fire and sharpen recordings.
I'm sorry?
Fire and sharpen recordings.
Burned up misappropriation of funds records.
Okay.
Elaborate on that.
Thought that was a trick question, huh? Oh, yes, sir. 2 questions for the sister. In fact, I get the microphone going before her out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
First question is, they still are saying to talk about really killed Khallid Muhammad, and also in reference to the upcoming new part 50 of the book. How do you feel about that and the fact that you're going to be supported and going to change Khallid? Because I think that question I need to support this person out here.
2 very good questions. One is, when I was in Oakland back in September, the people who had brought Khallid to Oakland were the people who were hosting me for years and years. Brother Tabidi, Sister Unia, who had come up from Grambling. They knew Khallid from all the way back there. And they're up in Oakland. And even when Khallid got shot, we had a big report up in Oakland. So back in September, I probably did more than I had done at any other time. I spent about 2 hours talking about the discrepancies in Khalid's death and what happened. And it's such an emotional thing, I had to sit down and do it, just to talk to everybody honestly about it all. 2, I never felt personally unsafe as a result of having the information, though people were making threats and all sorts of other things coming from the League Zulu Shabazz and others. But once the threats were made and we fortified for business, there was no cover on business, on coming anywhere near the operation. I kept my daughter out of school for a week because they came home and had the college rally at my daughter's school. And so I took out of school for a week. I fortified, got plenty of bazookas and guns and everything else, and we just kind of sat for about 2 weeks and waited for some stuff. And that night at the UAM, I was telling Automatics, though I understood that people wanted to hear the information because they didn't impress me as being militaristic about it. I didn't want to compromise their safety over the program. Now, I will be clear about that. Just like at that night, the people who stand guard at the UAM perform more like ushers than military.
Right.
And, you know, half the time they liked me and half the time they didn't. You know, be quiet, Coakley, no sale yet, Coakley, no raffle, Coakley. There's always something. Coakley, the money's short. Always something. So half of them liked you, half of them didn't. Probably half of them was real, probably half of them belonged to the government. So I didn't consider the UAM a militaristic enough arm. Now, there were people who were pledging military support for what I was doing, but I was not interested in organizing them in a force to get into a discussion with other blacks with no power. See, whenever you get in a fight, you got to know what you win for it. You know, if the little... So I'll spend more time in that discussion than probably at any other time. The tape in Philly, a year earlier, Brother Barashango came, who did the service for Khallid. He had known some of the things that had went down even while that service was going on, up here in New York. And him and other people got on the tape, and I responded to some people who were in the audience who asked a question, similar to yours, about Brother Khallid and discrepancies. The KK tape, which I believe is all on, was about as much public discussion about what happened to Khallid as is publicly available. And back in October, I got with Brother Calfani, Khalid's oldest son, in Atlanta. I had him listen to the tapes, and it was his approach to me was that the family wanted to file a wrongful death suit. Now, that involves a series of activities done by a series of people, but what it is, as much as anything, it's a information gathering process. You are preparing to allege that the hospital, the ambulance, maybe an individual or others did not give him appropriate response medical care. Whereas somebody else say he got state-of-the-art medical care, which was 4 days after he was dead. He was reviewed by doctors all the way from an old boy who got cancer in Baltimore down to Malachi York's people. Now let me go back there. In this tape I did Saturday, I usually show this little Wesley Snipes thing when he was building the Royal Garden of Amin-Ra, which was right next to the Nuwaubian Nation in Atlanta, outside of Atlanta. And Khallid wanted to build a Black Panther retreat next to that. So you had the Nuwaubians, the Panthers, the Royal Garden of Amin-Ra. You had the sheriff, one of Khalid's best friends. That was the sheriff who got gunned down by the other drug-selling sheriff. County Sheriff. Khallid is dead. Brother Jamil, who was in on it, is in jail. And Malachi York, his wife, just pleaded guilty. Took 15 years in jail. And Yahweh is just getting out of jail. Came talked to his own members as part of his parole agreement. Unprecedented. He's out, but he's still in.
Right.
But the bottom line there is that they have attacked our people, not just Khallid, but a series of people who were up to things beyond themselves got attacked. And anybody else, the top black investment banker dead. The top black boy on Beatrice Foods dead. We start walking around, look like every time black get up to something,
right.
And without the Assassination Prevention Bureau, that we will investigate, instigate, and exterminate those who harm our people, there will be more deaths of strategic people. And I feel like they're hovering around my soul, which is why I turn to you all and say, I smell them. I'm whooping them in every angle because I smell them. I know what the buildup looks like. I'm a master of who killed who. I've done 15 what happened to somebody. I'm sick of that. What happened to Harold Watson? What happened to John Wilson, who was head of D.C. City Council, hangs himself the day he's going to announce for mayor? What happened to Ron Brown? What happened to Martin King? What happened to Tupac Biggie? What happened to Collins? What happened to all them damn people? I'm tired of what happened to somebody. Trying to put a team on something so killers just don't run loose to prevent further killing. In the KK state, Malik says he'll take the autopsy to responsible leaders. I don't know who responsible leader there is that loves Khallid Muhammad. Not the NAACP, the Urban League, or whomever that was. But nobody else. Anybody ever see the autopsy of Khallid?
No.
Now, at probably one of the biggest nights of the UAM, I asked everybody who loved Khallid, raise your hand. Everybody who loved Khallid, raise your hand. All right, then here comes the trick question. The trick question is, I'll give $100 to the person that can name me the 2 paramedics that picked him up at his house in Atlanta almost 2 years ago this week. $100, $200, $500, $1,000. You see, the names of whites are safe amongst the scared. What happened? They called them what? They called them? Oh, okay. I thought you was out there catching killers and stealers and stuff. I know you was calling the honey. I be telling these brothers, quit preying on the flock. Everybody loves to be kissed, caressed, and hugged. But when the people show up for the revolution, you can't move in on them for the wrong reasons. Don't run the brothers and sisters away by trying to get in their private things. I know many people who destroyed movements by trying to screw everything that showed up. You will destroy it. People are attracted to things for the wrong reasons. So be careful. Don't prey on the flock. All right. That sandwich good, sir? All right. I'm hungry, too. I can't wait to eat. All right. Come on. I'm not supporting a Million Youth March in Brooklyn or Detroit or any place else by anybody who ain't their daddy. I'm not into that. I'm not supporting people who kiss ass to white judges, stand up when the honor walk in, kiss that ass, and then come out and do black shit after work. I ain't into that. And I'm not organized against it because I have more important things to prioritize. I'm trying to instigate white-on-white violence and black preparation. There's no time for marching and celebrating the public on some shit we already did. What I saw in the Million Youth March, the first one, and what I saw in the Million Man March was in the right circumstances, under the right call, African people will drop everything and show for a cause. Now, all we got to do is go back and develop the cause. That's all it was. It was like divine evidence of what could be on a sustained level. You know, a million came on Monday, not Saturday. And here was Saturday for as far as you could see. And the people fought the police. They was willing to whoop ass with people who had guns and sticks and gas. I saw that. Now, that's all I need to do is see it once. Because now I understand what it would take to make that come about. And I'm in on that. Do I think the people who are over there are in on that? No, not at all. I don't even respect them for being black. Because if you threaten another black and you respect a white, you're a traitor. Now, as far as Brother Khallid goes, anybody, you know, let's do a couple things. One, let's get into the high science of not naming ourselves after fucking ass animals. We are humans who need to find human symbolism to represent what we want to be with each other. Don't have a human want to be like a cat or a dog or a panther or a peacock or a turkey. Check? All right. Quit wanting to be like an animal. I don't care if it was the Panthers then or the Panthers now. Drop that low science stuff. Khallid didn't recreate the reforming of the Black Panthers. He was invited into it by Aaron Michaels and the other brothers in Dallas who reformed the image of the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party in Oakland, Bobby Seale and no, he was dead. David Hilliard and others came out, it was even in the New York Times, and attacked Malik Zulu Shabazz. And the attack was about that Malik Zulu Shabazz is talking against white people, and the Panthers of old worked with white people, and they want Malik and him to stop using the Panther name. Check? But Brother Copley say drop the dead animal game. That means all parties. And I ain't gonna get in no argument over Malik disrespecting white people, because I know he respects white people. And I ain't getting no argument over the Panthers and white people, because that's what brought them Panthers down. White people. Now I like Fred Hampton Jr. I like Dead Fred and Fred Hampton Jr. I like Fred Hampton Jr. to have something who was in his daddy's belly when they shot and killed Chairman Fred of Chicago, Hampton. And I support Chairman Fred Jr. something, who went to jail for blowing out Arab stores in Chicago when they had enough of being disrespecting black women.
That's right.
That's my type of brother. I'm with that. All that other shit has been stripped. That which was with that in Detroit is now separate in Detroit. It's separate in Cincinnati. It's separate in D.C. It's separate in Philadelphia. All that was with that has long since gone. It really ain't got nothing but who with the hunky. If the hunky want to prop up that flat tire, then let them blow air in it. But for every piece of air they blow, we're going to cut another hole in its credibility. We have stripped it and left it out to dry. That do not support it. And in time, see, it ain't time yet. When people have made up their mind, you'll know when people had enough, then that's when you start bringing this shit out and putting it on the table. You know, sometimes people see things the wrong way. I had a lecture Thursday night at Neely Fuller and Francis Welton lecture on the second Thursday of every month at Howard. It's free, no Howard students in the whole lecture, and it's mainly adults from 40 to 70. Most have jobs, come and hear them, and it's not a name-based thing, so it's pretty safe. You piss off on white supremacy, people tell personal stories about stupid white things, and everybody leaves and they're happy. And Brother Collins and myself, we be loud up in there, trying to instigate them to push a little stronger. When Neely Fuller said, you know, look at this Valentine thing. He said, violence in whites. Got a little damn baby, a damn infant baby. Goddamn arrows and a bow and arrow shooting people in the heart and shit. He's talking about I love you.
That's right.
He said, now don't that sound violent and white violence? And on that spirit, people share symbol of love. A little white baby shooting somebody in the heart. Somebody love you. Cupid. Or is that stupid?
Right.
So, sometimes you just gotta look at it carefully. If people spend their time having the Million Youth March in Brooklyn, and that's cool, while they doing that, we can do some other things. There's other things, plenty of things to do. I still believe Brother Collin was murdered.
Right.
When I believe he was set up for murder. I believe that story that ran 3 weeks before he died was promoting Malik Shabazz to replace him in case of death. WashingtonCityPaper.com, January 19th to the 25th, like your Village Voice, the local Village Voice in D.C. type paper. And I believe Khalid felt this pressure. The one person who nobody know anything about was the woman he died with, Nefertari, real name Ambush. And nobody really knew her. No, she had no history in the black community. And of all the people who would know anything about what to do in case something happened to Khalid, she was not the one. She called Brother Hashim to the house. Used to be known as Steve. In Dallas, worked with Dr. Sims and his wife, both of them are dead. He leaves Dallas to work with Khalid. Khalid's dead. His history is everybody he ever been with is dead. He's still with Malik. Brother Michael, who snatched the mic from Automatic, ain't with Malik no more. He's left to ask for forgiveness for being misguided. Time has passed, things have changed, and at the time you really demand to know, you're going to get the answers. People are standing, waiting for you to want to know bad enough. Because life will never be the same when you hear how organized they are about killing who we are anytime they think they have to. Next question. Yes, brother. Mandela and the Rockefellers, right. Significance for Mandela standing up against Colin Powell and standing up against Bush in America at the UN in Iraq when Mandela didn't stand up with his woman? Right, the same guy, right? So he didn't stand up with his woman who was fighting white supremacy, killing snitches like a sister should. Right? Huh? That's right. He repudiated her. Because see, remember the key word he said was, I'm saying this because I have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Meaning I'm not on top of anything. They can't throw me out of nothing. I'm elderly, and they can't take nothing from me. So he speaks out against Bush and Powell over Iraq. What about Anglo-American Corporation? What about De Beers Diamond Mines? What about Minoco? What about Cecil Rhodes and Rothschild? What about the Rand Lords? What about the gold fields? What about the board of directors of Consolidated Gold and all? What about them people who hurt his people? We ain't got nobody in Iraq. Iraq has no constituency amongst our neighborhood. The Saudi and Arabians have no constituency in our neighborhood. The Kuwaitis don't even respect their own women. And Bin Laden's people got out of this country because Bush people helped them. So why am I going to get caught up in the who's who and what when they all working together when they come to make money? We're just something they trick in the middle. They raided all those officers, all those people who were supposed to be giving benevolent funds to Al-Qaeda. They didn't raid the Carlyle Group. They didn't raid the white corporation where Frank Colucci and James Baker III and Big Daddy George Bush stuck ass to the Saudi Arabians to get money. They ain't mentioned them. So I say to Mandela, I'm glad that you can say this now about that. And Mandela was good when Gaddafi was putting money out to fight Zionism, setting a climate for Mandela's re-entry. And I mean, I got the paperwork of the whites who were running the jail that Mandela was in, who were poisoning his food on a daily basis, who then got the word 18 months before he got let out, changed the food to vitamins. He's got to pitch a new nation to save the white corporations. And all of a sudden Mandela was in the jail warming up to be the new leader of South Africa because white supremacy needed somebody who wouldn't throw out corporate white supremacist America. If America gonna bust in on Iraq for being against its people, how come it never invaded South Africa?
Right.
Why didn't America invade that ruthless goddamn apartheid? Why don't they invade Israel, who dogs down the Palestinians? They call each other democracy. How come they didn't raid them places? For what? They ain't raiding no bum rushing no Korea. Walking around. They even paid Korea $5 billion not to build the nuclear that they built. Say, this monkey gonna give me $5 billion. I'm building my shit. And gonna make them pay $5 billion to turn the shit off. Like a light switch, 5 up, 5 down, 10 go around. Yes, brother. Good point. The strange death of Democratic political people in airplanes. Ron Brown, Mickey Leland, the white senator of Missouri who died on the way to running against Ashcroft, who was dead on the ballot and beat Ashcroft, who got rewarded with Attorney General for failure to beat a dead man in a political race. So they took a chance again. But Bush is a trilateral commissioner, and Mondale is a trilateral commissioner. So to bring Mondale out the dugout to replace Wellstone was to make sure that Minnesota would go Republican. They should have put one of Wellstone's children on the ballot. Then when the Wellstone family had a rally and a funeral, the whites repudiated them for celebrating their father's assassination. Killed them on an airplane, called in and said, we about to land, and boom, they blow up. Airplanes and political leaders. And then that's just enough to sway the Senate. So they could get the House, the Senate, the White House, and the damn Supreme Court House. They got it all. But suspicious death, Hunkies all in check. Ain't no hunky off board. All hunkies are afraid to live, working for the administration.